My friends, hello and welcome to GoldenEye SpeedLore. Yes, the series where we look at the speedrun world record progression of a stage in GoldenEye, the stories and the players who made it all happen. And tonight, we are in for a doozy. This is a stage I've had sizzling away for a good while, a stage of true patience and Hail Mary throws. A stage where I've personally set untied world records, along with many other legends of the game. This, my friends, is Surface 2 Agent and Secret Agent. And today I will do something I haven't done in a while. I'm going to play through the level myself right now to show you how it works and what's going on. So here we go, guys. Let's take a look at Surface 2. And we're going to start with Secret Agent. Now, mind you, I haven't played GoldenEye, for well over a year now, seriously. I've done a few runs like this. This is Surface 2, Secret Agent. Let's, you know what, I'm just going to pause and take a look at the objectives on the level. Mission objectives. Break communications link to bunker, Objective A. Disable Spetsnaz support aircraft, Objective B. Gain entry to bunker, C. Okay, so in order to break the communications link, we have to go into the big iconic satellite building, which I'm sure you'll be familiar with as soon as I get there. And in order to get into that building, I have to acquire a key from a guard. And that's what we're going to do right now. And by the way, I'm playing through my XSplit with probably about a third of a second delay, so that adds to the epicness. There we go. Clobs and a comms room key. So now let's go to the comms room from here. And Keen Eyes, well, that is the same hut from Surface 1, where you get an important key as well. So let's check this out. Okay, this is the big satellite hut. Now, you don't have to destroy the cameras on Secret Agent. I'm going to, just so it doesn't go off and troll me. Okay, so now we're in the comms room. And you have to blow up these two, speakers, these two receivers. There's one. If you blow up one, you'll get that message, communications link damaged. If you blow up two, then you get Objective A completed. So what can happen sometimes on world record speedruns is you perform a strategy and only one of those two things blows up. And as a result, the mission simply fails. It doesn't work out. So that's Objective A. Objective B is to disable the Spetsnaz aircraft. We're going to do that by throwing this remote mine on it. Beautiful. Objective B completed. Then we're going to enter the bunker, Objective C, and there's the mission completed. Secret Agent Surface 2 completed 1:59. Not really a truly remarkable speedrun, but alas. Now we will attempt Surface 2 Agent. And now here's the thing. On Agent, you have to disable the communications. You have to enter the bunker. But you do not have to disable the helicopter, the Spetsnaz aircraft. Now we still have the remote mine in our pocket. So, and this probably is technically a sequence break. But what we can do is, since we start with this remote mine, we can skip going to the guard and defeating him for the key. We can skip going into the comms room. We can simply run directly to the large satellite tower. Okay? We can take out the remote mine, and we can throw... We know where the tower is, right? We know it's, it's right about here. Is where the radios are. So let's throw the remote mine there. Okay. Now let's use A and B at the same time to detonate it, And Objective A completed, communications link damaged. That is what we call a sequence break for sure. Yeah, I was thinking, you know, oh, what if I miss the mine? It could happen. Now you'll see the explosions right there. So you can throw it on that wall. You can also throw it right in this doorway. If I look up and throw it like right here, that's the room where there's the communication stuff. So you could enter this hut, enter this building, throw the mine there, or you can throw the mine right on that wall and complete Objective A. And then I'm going to carry on to the end of the mission, enter the bunker, and that will be that. Look, it's a pretty straightforward mission, guys. How can we possibly make a SpeedLore episode out of this? I guess we'll see. Okay, Objective B completed. And this was a 1:48. You can see the best time is 57, and that is not really a spoiler. Why? Because literally, as soon as the game came out, as soon as the Elite was first founded, the world record on Surface 2 Agent was 55 seconds. And let's take a look at a 55-second speedrun on this mission. And this one is by Sean Johnson, a fan of the rings, a pretty cool speedrunner. He was actually the 22nd person to get this 55 as the world record. The first group of guys had 55 when the game first, was ranked on leaderboards. A couple years later, he would get his own 55. And he's cool because he came back like 10 years later, after he had, started a family and whatnot, and got some new world records as well. So, pretty interesting guy to have played when he was a young chap and then a grizzled old man. And look, he's just strafing directly there, throws it right up, bingo bango, blows up the communications link, and strafes onwards to the end. Very, very simple, and he'll probably warp the door here, even though it's like the early 2000s. Beautiful door warp. And we're going to see here a 55-second speedrun on Surface 2 Agent. And, according to history, the guys like Sterling Neblett, Steven Schwartz, Wes McKinney were the first to get 55, but hey, a whole bunch of guys ended up getting it. Now, interestingly, the first recorded record on Secret Agent, because like I showed, you have to pick up the key to enter the room and blow up the communication stuff. The first recorded record there was 1 minute 20 seconds by Schwartz and Sterling Neblett. But all the way back in 1999, one of the first real icons of the game discovered a very interesting strategy. And let's take a look and see how much time he saved with the strategy. This is Mike Martin from 1999. Strafing out, and look at this. This guard has pulled a hand grenade. Now remember, on Secret Agent, we cannot use the remote mine to destroy the communication stuff. But we need to use the mine to blow up the helicopter. But he's pulled a grenade. So we can use this grenade now to destroy the communications tower. And that is exactly what Mike Martin is going to do. Objective A completed. Now he still has to throw the mine, which can be difficult. You can certainly fail this, but he chucks the mine. It lands on the helicopter, warps the door, and it's a thing of beauty. Surface 2 Secret Agent, 57 seconds, a 23-second untied world record. That's wow. That's a pretty good time. So you can see the strategy on Secret Agent is basically going to become do whatever you do on Agent, but you have to hope a guard pulls a hand grenade, and I tell you, it is not a very frequently occurring thing. Our current knowledge of the game tells us that a guard pulls a grenade roughly 4% of the time. Anytime he sees you, he can do an animation. He can shoot you, he can roll, he can do nothing, he can pull a grenade. The grenade option is 4%, so if you want to get a world record on this level, you're basically restarting the mission over and over and over until he pulls the grenade. Happens, roughly 1 in 25 runs, and so it can be pretty annoying and pretty boring to play. And we'll learn that over time for sure. Now, the next run I'm going to show is another agent speedrun, and this one is by Ben Gorman from July 2001. And, we saw in Sean Johnson's run, he went behind the satellite tower, and he threw the mine at the wall here, right where the communications gear is located. But Paragon, Ben Gorman here, is going to do something a little bit different. He's decided, and others at the time decided, let's just try to throw the mine from afar and chuck it over there, blow it up, and hopefully we can throw the mine in the right spot where it's going to be in mid-air, detonated, and blow up the communications gear. And that's exactly what we've seen just now. He warps the door. And my friends, this is a world record of 54 seconds on Surface 2 Agent. Now, he was not the first person to get this time. Another gentleman, Dan Dykstra, was. In May 2001. Ben Gorman got a couple months later. But it was pretty interesting stuff that now we're throwing the mine and having it blow up all this stuff. And speaking of Dan Dykstra, he would follow up his 54 untied. It would get matched by a few people, including Paragon there, and he would go for lower. So this is, again, Surface 2 Agent, and we're going to see him attempt probably a further mine throw. Now, one thing interesting about Dan Dykstra is that he was a guy before my time. I don't really know much about him, but he was one of the guys. A couple Speedlores ago, Carl and I briefly discussed the legendary Chicago meet, and he was one of the attendees there in the early 2000s. Look at that throw. He was much further away from the satellite tower, and wow, communications link damage, objective A completed. Unbelievable. That was a really nice throw. Goes in there, warps the door, and achieves a time of 53 seconds in August 2001. And now this 53 would remain the world record for a number of years. And yeah, you can't rate the 50. You can kind of make out that it's maybe a 53. It is a 53. Pretty good time. And yeah, so Dan Dykstra was kind of in on these with there was this big crew of eliters back then in the Midwestern United States, and they met up and had these legendary meets well before it was commonplace to do so with your gamer friends online. And Surface 2 Agent 53 is really his claim to fame. He untied the level twice, 54 and 53. But we're going to switch gears back to Secret Agent and see that become a little more optimized. And this speedrun here is by our old pal, Wouter Jansen. A little bit, I'm sure some people might say, oh, it's dropping frames. Well, I mean, it was captured, years ago in 2002. And so that's just the natural progression of it. I mean, look, that very clean grenade pickup. You're going to notice that gets smoother and smoother. Certainly lost no time there. And now remember, the early world record was 55 seconds on Agent going around the back of the satellite building. So let's see what time Wouter gets here. He even gets a self-boost off of the grenade throw. Very nice. And I tell you, it takes some practice to learn the timing of... Because grenades, and that mine throw, can hopefully see how much harder Secret Agent is than Agent. Much harder. 55 Secret Agent, a beautiful run, and this would remain the world record for a number of years to come. But yeah, one thing to really keep in mind is when he's with a grenade, it has about a 5-second fuse, so he probably has to start priming the grenade about now. 2, 3, 4, throw, 5, boom. And learning the exact timing of when to start priming the grenade, in combination with clean strafe lines, and like maintaining focus, because you might get one grenade only every half an hour, it can be tough. It can be a challenge. And so 55 Secret Agent was not that easy, as I'm sure we'll find out. Now, another interesting gentleman of this era was a guy by the name of Peter Osterland. And we're going to see, this is severely left-earing for the Twitch crowd, but we're going to see Osterland play Agent and maybe even go for a more insane throw than even Dan Dykstra did. So let's watch his... And a very interesting thing on this level is, like, most stages have, like, very common strafe lines, but because on this level you're trying to throw the mine from further and further away, this strafe line like changes according to whatever strategy you want to use. Holy smokes. Comms link damaged. Objective A completed. That was quite a throw. And Peter Osterland got Surface 2 Agent 52 seconds. Now, of course, a gentleman by the name of Brian Bosshart would tie this 52 almost immediately within a week's time. Boss always hated when someone would come along and beat his records if he deemed them not to be, say, a top-tier player. Although Osterland was well-respected, he had achieved a number of untied world records. But still, Boss like, I can't have someone beat my time. Boss tied this very quickly. And this took place in March and April 2004. Now, not long after that, the world record on Secret Agent is still 55. Boss has tied Weather's time there. But I want to show this run by Dan Cervone. He would tie the 55, and I want to certainly show what he does that's slightly different. So let's take a look here. I think I'll start skipping a few seconds of the kind of boring strafe section on some of these missions. That was a beautifully crisp grenade pickup. So let's skip ahead about 10 seconds here. That was really nice. Now, Cervone looks like he's going in front of the... Is he going to throw the grenade? Well, not quite. That was really cool. He opened the door, threw it straight up, blew up the communication stuff that way. And that was not something that very many people did. Chucks the mine from really far away, warps the door. Yeah, it's a very interesting strategy, that one. Most people would try to go around the building, but he decided to go inside. I don't know how he learned that 55 was doable that way, but he did. And he would tie 55, become the third person to do it. So now we're getting through 2005, 2006, and of course I feel like I have to say this every time. Who would start showing up to the GoldenEye Elite at this time? Well, many great speedrunners, Perfect Ace, David Clemens, Ilu, and myself. And so late 05, I came around, I got a few interesting records, fairly common records. But that would change in early 06. For some reason, I was really intrigued by this Surface 2 level. And I would play, and I noticed something that Osterland and Boss did on their 52s that seemed a bit strange. Or maybe it could be improved upon. And it was kind of like, dude, I was 16 years old at the time. It was kind of crazy. Like, I know we look back and talk about Ace being this epic gamer when he was 11, which is absolutely insane, but you know, when I think back in hindsight, and I was like, man, when I was 16, I was getting someone tied. It's like, I was not bad, you know? Like, I could hold my own, certainly. And this was the first time when I really noticed, identified something that the guys with the world records were doing that I felt like I could improve upon. And so I played Surface 2 Agent. And I got a couple of speedruns. We're going to watch this one, and this one is so remarkable. It's dedicated to our SpeedLore champion, Corey M. Thank you for supporting SpeedLore on Patreon. A champion at that, and this run is for you. Let's take a look. This was achieved on January 3rd, 2006. And we won't, you know, obviously the quality's not great, but it's going to do for what we need it to do. Yeah, so it's playing back off of a VCR and then being recorded from a digital camera there. Pretty crazy. And see if you can notice the different thing that is done on this run. So here we're gonna approach. It's gonna be a very similar throw as Osterland. Throw it, and Osterland, for some reason, there's objective A completed. Osterland and boss switched to left strafe there, and I was like, I'm gonna save time by not switching strafes. I go all right strafe, warp in, and Surface 2 Agent, 51 seconds. Okay, you can barely make it out there. 51 seconds. My very first ever untied world record in GoldenEye in my career. And I was pretty happy with that. I vaguely have this memory of Brandon Sanford, who's kind of this, like, legendary-ish figure in GoldenEye, encouraging me to go for 51. I kind of had the idea we would talk on AIM back then, and I got 52 a couple days earlier on New Year's Day, 2006, and I was like, I think I can get improving the strafe change, and I did, and that was cool, and I was really happy. So let's take a look here at the past GoldenEye records. So this now is a full year pretty much later, December 2006. And, you know, by now, of course, the 51 has been tied. A guy, Patrick Nilsson, tied 51. Simon Sternis, Ilu. And then 55 has been tied by a number of people as well. Now, quite obviously, it's like there's a strategy that's quite clearly out there for the taking. You know, could you possibly pull off the throw that we've done on Agent now for 51 and 52, but pull it off on Secret Agent with a grenade? Right? Very obvious strategy, of course. It's really hard because instead of getting a chance every single run to throw the grenade, to throw the mine, and I mean, I gotta make this clear. Like, the mine throw was really inconsistent, and we had no idea what made it work. If I go back to Osterland's 52, like, looking up, throwing the mine, and like we didn't know exactly what was going on here. We didn't know, like, is the mine going through the building? Is it being detonated like on a perfect pixel spot right outside the wall? Is it going to the side of the building where you saw the early runs throw it? We had no idea, so it was all like speculation. And yeah, when you don't really know exactly how the mechanics work, it makes things a lot more difficult. So getting any completion on a mine throw at all was like very, very uncommon and rare. And so factor that in with now, well, the odds of getting a grenade at the start of the level are 4%. Then when you get a grenade, you're going to be very nervous because you're like, oh my god, I can get a massive untied here. It's not easy. But I decided I'm going to try Secret Agent and see what I can do. I had a couple crazy runs, and this one is crazy. And this run is actually so crazy It's dedicated to another SpeedLore champion, Thurvin. Thank you for supporting SpeedLore on Patreon. Check out this speedrun. I hardly know what to say about this speedrun. Just, I don't know if there's anything to say, but let's take a watch. So it starts out. We're gonna get a grenade from this guard. Beautiful, we got it. Picked up a grenade. Yeah, this run is crazy. So I'm like, I'm gonna go for the throw. It's gonna be insane. Get a boost, start priming the grenade, throw it from kind of far away. Comms link damage, objective A completed. At this point, I have no memory of the rest of the run. I blacked out. Somehow hit the mine throw, in, work the door, and at this point I was like, oh my god, did I just have like a 5-second untied? Like, did I get a 53, 54, 52? Like, oh my god. And it was somehow a 55. It duped my world record. And I honestly, I blocked it. I couldn't believe it. I was so angry. I genuinely believe this run that I had gotten a massive untied world record. And I didn't. And yeah. Absolutely shocking. That might be like one of the craziest times in GoldenEye where like I thought I achieved an untied and it was gonna be the best thing ever, and it was just a duped PB. I thought like at least this has to be 54, if not 53. But no, it was a simple tied 55. And I spent so long on 55 using like the Wouter behind the hut strategy. It took me ages. Ages and ages and ages. But there you go. And of course, hey, speedrunning is a crazy game, so very, very soon after that, a gentleman, and he's more known for his tool-assisted speedruns, but this guy's named Simon Sternus. He's kind of like the second biggest TASer after Henrik. He would go and get this speedrun, and there it is, Surface 2 Secret Agent, 54 seconds. Let's look at his run and see what maybe was better or faster about his 54 that actually was a 54. Pretty clean grenade pickup. I believe he may also have used PAL for this. I'm pretty sure. I think one of the cool things about this level is that there is time to go like check during this like 20-second strafe. Let's see, Sternus. PAL. Untied on PAL's pretty rare. Let's see. I mean, it didn't really look further than what I did. He kind of took a different angle of approach. And I mean, again, like, you could go turn on all guns, infinite ammo, and practice that mine throw for hours, and you would maybe hit it once if you were lucky in like a 2-hour practice session. And there it is. Surface 2 Secret Agent 54. Simon Sternus beat me to the punch. And hey, great run. And he absolutely deserved that record, 54. And I want to say that's his only untied in the game. Again, he was more known to be a tool-assisted speedrunner, but he had a few other pretty decent records, but that was his untied and his big claim to fame in the proper games themselves. Let's see, one untied in his career, and that was it. And so a little bit of time would pass. This was December 06. And we would skip ahead to May 07, and a couple interesting things would happen in May. One is that Clemens himself would tie this 54. So no longer tied in SSDC. Well, yeah, I mean, Clemens, I don't know exactly which one of yours I have, but certainly one of them I'm going to show. Not your 54, though, but one of them I will show. And, May '07 was a crazy time for me. I mean, Clemens was grinding hard, climbing up the rankings. I was starting to get passed by Clemens and Ace. And one day, so I don't know why, I decided, you know what, I'm a little bit bothered that my 51 had been tied by these guys. Actually, let's plug in another date here. Let's plug in May 11 '07, and we're going to see even more ties on the Surface 251. And there are a bunch of weird names as well. You know, we get Patrick, kind of uncommon, Simon. Arnaud Navilit. Again, this is a guy who played for like a couple days. It seems like, and he got the 51. Guig Alberto, a Brazilian runner. And I was like, man, I want to go for 50. I want to go for 50. And so I went for 50. And I remember this vividly because it was May '07. It was the weekend of my high school prom. And so I went to prom, stayed up all night, and then I was, a bit of a nerd as well. I mean, who would ever have guessed that the guy doing GoldenEye history videos was a nerd? But I was a nerd. And so the day after prom was Friday night. So Saturday, I had to go to the provincial championships for our trivia competition, kind of like a quiz bowl type of thing, right? I was the captain of our high school team in that, and we went to the provincial champions on the Saturday, and we did pretty well. And then Sunday we had more games, and sadly on the Sunday we did not end up making it to the top 10 in the province to go ahead and get filmed, and they would put the whole thing on TV for big prizes and whatnot. Didn't quite make the top 10 provincial team, but we had a good performance. And especially given that it was the weekend after our prom, we did pretty well, and I was, no regrets. Now, the thing is, so Friday night I'm at prom, Saturday, Sunday I'm at this trivia thing. So Sunday night I came home and I just passed right out. I was exhausted. And I had school Monday. It's, crazy. Imagine going to school. It's been so long. Hard to believe it's been, like, unironically 12 years since this happened, and since, like, I've been to high school. It's, like, when you really think about that, it's crazy. Yeah. It's like I'm literally as close to that moment as I was to being 5 years old at that time. And I'm equally close to being 41. Like, wow. Yeah, so, passed out Sunday night. Woke up at like 5 a.m. Monday morning because I fell asleep so early Sunday night after an exhausting weekend. Now, gamers will know, especially young gamers, like nighttime is the time for gaming, not early morning. Who would play games in the early morning? Nobody. But that morning I was up at 5, no one's awake. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna play Surface 2 Agent. Why not? Why not go for it? And somehow, out of nowhere, I got this speedrun, and it's a crazy speedrun. It's so crazy, it's dedicated to our SpeedLore champion, 4-Day Bender. Thanks for supporting SpeedLore on Patreon, 4-Day Bender. Enjoy this speedrun, everybody. Achieved on May 14, 2007. Holy smokes. Almost exactly 12 years ago. See, okay. Let's see the mind throw. Whoa, dude, what was I thinking? Had I gone mad? Like, what was that mind throw? Oh my god, beautiful run. Surface 2 Agent 50, another untied world record on Surface 2 Agent by me. I was really happy with this one because I felt like I kind of avenged my 51 getting tied, and And it was a special level to me because it was my first first untied record. And yeah, I mean, you can see this throw's a lot different than the 51-52 throw. Like, I'm way over there. If we go to a 51, let's check out Osterland's 52. See, right there's where I threw it on the 50. He goes a little bit more over and then chucks it from there. And I'm like, I don't even know how this throw was discovered, honestly. And the throw was such a mystery. You can start to see the mine kind of arcing, I guess that way. It was a complete mystery to us. Like, is the mine going through the wall? Is it going around the building? What's it doing? We had no idea. Didn't matter because I completed the mission and got the 52nd time. And that was, yeah, good memories, that one. Getting it before school. I mean, that's pretty cool. Imagine walking into your high school and be like, I got an untied world record in GoldenEye 007 this morning. Pretty much as good as throwing the winning football touchdown in front of everybody. Okay, but and what's really funny is that you know, my friends in high school, you know, would eventually find out about my GoldenEye speedrunning, and for some reason, of all the runs and all the levels, they thought this one was like the coolest one, cooler than like Silo and Jungle records. And yeah, for some reason they thought like the idea of throwing the mine from so far away was like crazy. Like, wow, what a crazy throw! It blew up the stuff. Yeah, Moxie, if only I got this record before prom, that would have been a big difference maker. All right, so let's skip ahead to July 07, specifically July 7/07. That was the day 07/07/07, a legendary, historically lucky day in human history. And let's look at the records. Sadly, look, this is only 2 months after I got 50, and 50 has been multi-tied by a number of people. Greg Alberto, Jimmy Bauer, Clemens, and Graham Maddux. Graham Maddux. Clemens spent ages on 50. And so did Graham Maddux. And again, 5 people tying it is, yeah, it's getting up there, but nobody's really thinking like, oh, does 49 need to happen? But for some reason, Graham Maddux did. And Maddux is a guy who, for some reason, he decided... Well, one of his claims to fame, sort of, is that he allegedly spent 500 hours going for Dam 53. And you can see he was the 11th person to get Dam 53. He beat me to Dam 53. So, not a bad player by any means. But he was like ranked 50th or 60th. He was not in the upper echelon of GoldenEye players. But he wanted untied. And believe it or not, he went for it. And he got this speedrun in July 2007. And nobody, I mean, this is a mystery. We were completely and utterly shocked when this happened. And I believe Graham got, when he tied the 50 was a couple days earlier, about a week earlier. And Clemens did as well at the same time. And there was this huge discussion on whether or not 49 was possible. And they got in a lot of arguments about 49. Let's see where he throws it from. Even further, it looks like he throws it straight, like diagonally straight, objective A completed, into the building. Yet it still blows up. Wow, it's amazing. Is 49 possible? I guess we're going to find out in a couple seconds, Mike Mint. Why, yes it is. Surface 2 Agent 49. And yeah, I mean, one thing I should drive home is, like, if you were to go and place the remote mine on the building, you would not complete the mission. Let's get a good glimpse of the building here. I mean, you hardly get one, but it's like, if you went and placed from the other angle, again, those early 55s I showed you, on that wall, which from this angle is like the right wall of the satellite building, it blows up. The front-facing wall, you place a mine there, it does not blow up. So, Graham's 49, the mine, like, must have gone through the building. And that was kind of our first, like, insight into, like, is that what's happening? We didn't really have a concept of it back then, that, like, mines could pass through walls and doors. I mean, now we do. But back then it was a mystery to us. And Graham, that's pretty much exactly what was sort of implied out of this run. 49 seconds. And that was his one and only untied world record. It's pretty crazy stuff. Look, I think this is about to take a funny turn. In the aftermath of Graham's 49, we see some posts here. July 11 was when he got the 49. And Clemens was saying that 49 was impossible. Jimbo says, holy F, Clemens looks like an idiot. Insane time. Good job. Clemens, I guess you guys missed the part where I said I rooted for him to get it. The truth is, after spending a ridiculous amount of time on that level for just 50, I didn't want to believe anything lower could be done, but Graham did it. And I am not going for 49, at least not for a while. I really don't care. 50 is a fine time. So enjoy it, man. It'll probably stay untied for years. Untied for years. Wow. Anyone want to take guesses on how long it would stay untied for? Well, the very next day, David Clemens got this speedrun. Chucks the mine, a nice little arc. Comms link damage, objective A completed. Strafing towards the end. Warps the door, bingo, bango, and yeah, let's see. This time would probably stay untied for years. Total time stayed untied. 2 days. 2 days. July 1307. Clemens tied the Graham's 49. Enjoy it, man. It'll probably stay untied for years. And it kind of got... This quote got a little bit overshadowed because, I mean, GoldenEye was hot at the time. Boss got like a really good facility time after that, so the topic kind of doesn't focus too much on this post, but iconic, legendary post in GoldenEye history. Funny stuff. And, you know, once it was tied, 49, it was a good time. It stayed Graham and Clemens only for a couple months. Boss would eventually get on board in October and get the 49 as well. But Clemens wasn't done there. Clemens said, I'm going to take this newfound sort of technique, this new throw that's been discovered, and let's see if I can apply it to secret agents. Let's see. Remember, the world record here is 54, and it's only held by Sternus and Clemens. And Clemens says, let's see what we can do here. Really nice grenade pickup. Beautiful. Let's see him strafe along. Approaching the satellite building. He's taken a pretty close line to it. Prime the nade. Throws the grenade. Turns away. Honestly, I still don't know how that throw completes. To me, that throw should bounce off the wall 100% of the time, but I guess Clemens was inspired and figured it out. Throws the mine, clutches it, warps the door. And Welcome to Severnaya, comrade. From what you recall, it needed to be timed frame perfectly. Well, it was, and Surface 2 Secret Agent 53 seconds. A truly remarkable speedrun that would remain untied for a number of years. We're going to take a look at some past GoldenEye records here. We're going to skip all the way ahead to April 14, 2010. Actually, you know what? Let's go to April 9, 2010. Let's take a look. There we go. The 49s has 5 ties on Agent, and the 53 is still untied on Secret Agent. And that 53 is, like, considered insane. I mean, like, again, hitting the mine throw is very difficult. Hitting a grenade throw is even more difficult because not only do you have to just press Z and then detonate at the right time, you have to, like, hold the grenade, prime the grenade, cook the grenade long enough, intuitively figure it out, and just chuck it and hope that it blows up at the right time, in the right place, to complete the objective. And it's so uncommon, and that's why this record was untied for now almost 3 years. But something strange would happen around this time. Something very strange. The control scheme 2.x was starting to pick up steam. People were kind of realizing, this is a thing. This is doing some work here. 2.x is very useful in the game, and what it does is you start the level with full speed, saves a third of a second, and that's pretty useful. And it's really useful on levels where you stay in the same strafe the entire stage. And while Surface 2 is one of those levels, you can beat it all in right strafe. So all you have to do is, on the second controller, put cruise control on, strafe right, and then just play like it's one controller, and you save a third of a second for free. Well, a number of people would take advantage of this, and this guy was one of them. You may remember this name from the Runway 00 Agent SpeedLore episode. Cliff Hampton was some kind of madman, and yeah, I don't even know how to explain this, but he was like, hey, I'm going to try using the 2.x control style, and let's see if we can, what we can do on Surface 2 Secret Agent. And again, the record's 53 by Clemens at this point. This is not skipping ahead in time at all. Sternness has 54. I don't even know if anyone else is 54. And Cliff doesn't have 53. Doesn't have, you know. Let's see what the heck he gets. Picks up a grenade. He's probably priming it. He's probably priming it now. That was insane. A completed. I mean, that was the most insane grenade throw we've ever seen. Warps the door. Again, the world record is 53 seconds by Clemens. Stood as an untied for 2.5 years. And now it's 51 seconds. And, okay, Clemens says this was done with 1.2 control style. And it very possibly was. But this was around the time when the 2.2 thing was starting to pick up. So it was certainly notable. I mean, you could see, again, a third of a second is not going to be the main difference here. You saw how much further away Cliff threw the grenade than Clemens did. I mean, pretty incomprehensible. And you can see he's on a different mound. Like, the mound where that guard is the one I threw it for 50 on Agent. And kind of started that theme. He's on a completely different mound. And he's getting this massive trajectory on the throw. And yeah, so what Clemens points out on this throw, in particular the 51, is that it was pretty much at this point known, like, he's facing the satellite building face on, square. And so at this point we've pretty much come to accept that the grenade in the mine is warping through the building. Which is pretty huge, because now we actually kind of finally understand what's going on. And again, so that understanding, combined with the development of the 2-point-X control style, resulted in this. So on April 9, 2010, 5 people had 49. On May 25th, 2010, a month and a half later, 18 people had 49. You know, that shows you again. So people are saving a thread to start. The mine throw is much easier. And you can see, of course, now 50 on Secret Agent even has happened. So records are getting improved very, very quickly. And things are happening in GoldenEye. A lot of people are jumping on the Surface 2 board. Ilu beat Cliff to 50, and then Cliff was like, you know, Cliff's thinking about it logically. Cliff's like, look, Graham's 49 was a different throw, no 2-point-X, now we're saving a third of a second. How long does it take to get the grenade in the first place? Probably less than a third of a second or so. I bet 49 on Secret Agent is possible. And so Cliff was like, I'm going to use the 2.2 control style. I'm going to use my special throw. Let's go for it. I mean, it's such a ballsy run to pull off such crazy grenade throws. Look at that. Like, that's where it's starting to get crazy. You're hoping the guard is in the perfect spot so when you go around the corner, you can headshot him and pick up the grenade immediately. Probably priming it about now. Flush on the building, throws it, blows up, link damaged, A completed. Shocking. Throws the mine, warps the door. Surface 2 Secret Agent 49. An amazing, amazing speedrun. Wow. Yeah, this one's shocking. Again, like, to think of, like, all the things that went into it, are... Like, to think that, you know, Clemens' 53 stood untied for 2.5 years, and then new sort of tech comes along, and within 2 months, the 53 is replaced with this 49-second. Pretty crazy. And now, I did skip ahead a tiny little bit. This 49 was done in June 20, 2010. Well, on May 27, 2010, Clemens was like, I wonder if I can use the new tech and the 2.2 control style to go for 48. And even, you know, this is from a guy who thought 49 was impossible back in the day. Was butting heads with Graham Maddux, saying 49 can't happen, it's too insane. And now Clemens is inspired enough with the third of a second time saver from 2.2 to go for 48. And let's see what kind of throw is going on here. I mean, things get even... Oh, yeah, so it's Really, really quick throw. Detonates there. Detonating at the top of that snowbank is kind of standard. That was such a clean warp. I mean, this was a tight time. Very fast throw and release. Insanely quick door warp. Yeah, God warp Raiden, that's for sure. Yeah, that warp was really, really, really good. Surface to Agent 48. Wow. Beautiful speedrun by David Clemens on May 27, 2010. Interestingly enough, Perfect Ace, who I don't show any Ace videos in this lore, Ace got 48 that same day. Clemens, like, barely beat him to it. And that's where things would stand, guys. That's it. That's the lore. Almost. Not quite. But things remained this way through 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now, there are a couple runs I'm going to show from 2014 that are noteworthy. Henrik Norgren, the tool-assisted speedrun icon of GoldenEye. He would... You know, when you're a guy like Henrik who does tool-assisted speedruns a lot, you get to know, like, the very rare strategies that not everybody knows. And he knew of something here on Surface 2 Agent. On Surface 2 as a whole, that was pretty interesting. And we're going to see exactly what that is coming up. So he's going to get here. He's probably going to do a very similar throw to Clemens and Cliff. Yep. And, like, you're using when you go up the slope to help the trajectory along. Now watch this. He opened the door from above. Isn't that interesting? And tied the 48. Yeah, open the door from above. And the reason that works, he would be the 6th person to get 48, is just because, like, the hitbox of the door extends, like, enough to where you can, like, open it from above. And, I mean, it's hard. It's hard. I tried this for a long time. I remember making, like, a you know, kind of like a crybaby video, like, I can't get to work, and I posted a video of, like, me attempting it for 10 minutes straight and it, like, never working. I was like, this strat's impossible, and just kind of venting my frustration. But it clearly was a viable working strategy, and another guy would also pull off this strategy. This is the run of Carl Jobst, achieved not long after. Let's just skip ahead to the throw and the ending. Boy, thanks for all the bits, Sa Rice. Cheers, man. Much love. So there's Carl Jobst throwing the mine. Objective A completed. Using the Japanese version of the game. I think it's the first Japanese we've seen. Opens from above and in. And there also is a 48. And these guys got them in early 2014. And we're going to skip ahead to, I think, 2015? May 2015. Wow. And we can see how many people have accumulated the world records since then. I mean, we've just done a huge skip of time, right? Cliff and Clemens got the, 49 secret agent and 48 agent in mid-2010, and now we're in mid-2015. And we now see, 26 people have 48 agents, and 7 people have 49 secret agent. And everything was about to change. And so here we are in May 2015. A lot of people have tied 48, a few have tied 49 secret agent, which I'm impressed by because, again, this whole time, by the way, I got 55 in like 06. You guys saw the past this times page from '06 when I had a share 55, and I had 55 at this point in 2015. I never went for lower because I just didn't want to. Again, like I don't understand how people played the level. You have to wait for a grenade. It got a little bit less annoying when streaming came around because you could just kind of hang out on stream, you know, play 30 runs, hopefully get a grenade at the start, and like. But still, you have to, like... I don't know what the best consistency anyone ever had with a throw was. Some people claimed pretty high consistency. I could never get good consistency with any kind of throw on this level, and I untied the level twice. But a name you'll see come up here in this 4849 is this RB. Randy Buikima has the records, and Randy was a very interesting guy. He was a former dual champion, simultaneously champion of GoldenEye and Perfect Dark. So this is like a top player of all time, and he returned here after like a 10-year hiatus or more. And he, you know what? Let's just watch this speedrun because it'll tell us more than anything.
Okay. Going up the ladder is the worst.
So he's over by.
To me after I get.
He's over by some weird.
I don't know. That wasn't really a choke.
Tower.
I did everything I could.
A strange tower.
There just wasn't enough lag at the time I tried to warp.
What line could he possibly be strafing on? Yeah, I mean, I saw someone in the YouTube comments say it's actually more like Buikima, Randy Buikima. I'm sure it is. But hey, for all intents and purposes, you know who I'm talking about.
Up the tower.
Let's see. Where is he strafing? What in the world?
Game, please. Done. 13 years, 14 years later. Untied, RB.
I mean, that's pretty damn cool that he came back in 14 years after his last untied. He got another untied. Like, that's pretty legit. That's like pretty legendary. And yeah, he wouldn't stop there. Couple days later, he said, "Hey." And you can, okay, what you can see here, this is Secret Agent. And what you just saw was him, like, trying to fish for grenades. He was kind of like, you know, like, in order to practice whatever crazy throw he was doing, which we'll learn a bit more about in a second, he was like, start the level, talk to 3 or 4 guards, you don't really talk to them, see if any of them will pull a grenade, and then try to move on and practice with a grenade. Practice the throw. There's a grenade, headshot. Beautiful headshot. He has a grenade. Let's see where he's going to go, and his strafe line is crazy. It doesn't make. We'll learn what the hell he's doing in a second. He's going by these houses, by these little towers, these watchtowers. Turns. You can see the explosive on screen for like a frame. Communications link damaged. What in the world? Surface 2, Secret Agent 48, another untied by Randy Buikima. Yeah, I mean, what can you even say? Let's listen to him explain a little bit. Arleen and double mine and grenade tutorial.
So standing still and throwing is holding R, then Z, then C left. However, if you want to do it while moving, which is usually the case, you have to change it slightly. Since you're already holding C up and C left, for this example, when you hit R, bond automatically leans. So instead of hitting R, Z, C left, you're going to hit Z, then R. You're going to hold C up and C left the whole time, and you hit Z, R right after each other, and you really just want to tap R.
Did you see how far that throw went? Okay.
And you really just want to tap R.
So, a new throw has been discovered. I mean, all of the previous throws were basically normal game mechanics. You run, you throw. We sort of abuse the snowbanks to throw as we're running up a snowbank to get a little bit more momentum. But I mean, that's nothing in comparison to this madness. And so Randy Ryukima, again, he, with a bunch of other people, refined this strategy. A lot of the tech experts of GoldenEye figured it out as well, and worked on it and refined it to the. But I mean, I remember again. If any of you guys remember me playing Runway 00 Agent, learning this is hard. Performing it is hard. Performing it from this far away and destroying the tiny little computer room is super hard, and especially on a run where you have to get a grenade from the guards at the beginning, and it's only 4% chance to actually do so. Yeah, that's. I mean, again, let's take a look here. So this is only a few months later. This is September 2015, and as we can see, 4 people now have the 47 agent. Randy has the 48 secret agent untied. Let's look here. This is okay. Oh yeah, this is crazy. This is September 24. This is October 9. So in the span of like 2.5 weeks, look how many people got 47 on agent. It's like what? It went from 4 people to 22 people. That's like more than one a day. More than one a day got 47 agent. And I honestly have no idea how I got 47 agent because, I didn't know what I was doing with the throw. I remember, again, screaming and yelling about how the throw's so dumb and impossible, and I hate this level, and I hate what GoldenEye's become because of these Arleens, and, just being an annoying prick, really. But hey, a bunch of people got 47, and so 47 would become common. The 48 secret agent, though, would remain untied. Now, around the same time, I was like, I'm going to go for... I still had 55 secret agents. I just wanted to show this run to illustrate the beginning of a secret agent level, what you can do if you're not going for the 48 world record. So, this run, you'll see me, I'm going to try to get a grenade from multiple guards. Now, also, this run has music in it. We'll play the music halfway. I'll show and explain. They'll let the music play and be quiet, and I can edit it out later. But this is a run I got in October 2015 or so. And this run's dedicated to our SpeedLore champion Pilchy 2313. So this one's for you, and let's just watch and see what exactly happens. Yeah, so you wait out the cutscene a little bit to get the guards lured closer, and you're gonna see me attempt to. There's multiple guards you can get grenades from. Of course, you want to get it on a headshot from the first guard, like Randy did. But this guard, no grenade. This guard, no grenade. The third guard, a grenade. I mean, right there, I've lost like 3 or 4 seconds. Let's put up the music. Service 2, Secret Agent 53. I mean, not a very good run, but I finally improved my 55. And you can see I use the kind of old cliff strategy. And you can see how much time it wastes at the start. Like, obviously, the more guards I defeat, the better the odds are that one of them will pull a grenade. But it clearly loses a lot of time to try that. And that's what I want to show the run, to really point out that, like, to get a world record, you have to hope you're on that 4% run where a guard pulls a grenade right off the bat, you can headshot him and carry on. And that's not easy, at least. I mean, I would love to show you guys, like, an hour-long session of someone I remember I did it. I remember before I got this time, no joke, I streamed on, like, you know, everyone has, like, a burner alt Twitch account that they'll occasionally stream on. I certainly haven't done that in years. But I remember I spent 2 nights, it might have been on my main. Some of you guys might remember it. I spent 2 nights in a row trying to hit one singular Arleen with a grenade. And it took me 2 full nights. It took me 10 hours to get it once. And it was like, that's the scale of how hard we're talking. And that's why I use the ancient cliff strategy just to cake this 53. It's not easy at all to hit this mine throw, or grenade throw. It's even harder with the grenade. And we're about to find out just how hard it is on this. This next run is a thing of legend. Again, October 2015. A lot of action on this level, as you've seen. 18 people got the 47. Well, Ilari Pekala decided, what if I went for 46? Could he do it? Well, let's watch and find out. And this run is crazy, by the way. It's so crazy, it's dedicated to Mr. Moxie, our SpeedLore champion. Thanks for supporting SpeedLore on Patreon. This run is for you, and it's for, I mean, this run is... Let's just take a look, guys. I have shown this run in a previous video. That I made almost 2 years ago now. So Ilu's going for... Again, he has... he has the 47. He's going for 46. Is it even possible? Well, he's really far away. Comms link damaged. No objective A. Insane warp.
Comms damage 46. Fucking hell.
Comms damage 46. Effing hell. So, do you guys remember from the very first run I showed you? The demonstration run. If you blow up one of the 2 receivers, you get the comms link damage. You have to blow both of them up to complete. And on this run, he threw the mine from like a mile away to like an extremely precise, almost perfect spot, but it only destroyed one of the 2 receivers. It didn't destroy both of them, and so the objective was only half completed and therefore not fully completed, and so the mission did not complete. 46 failed. But what this proved was that 46 was probably possible. Now, Ilu, I see Ilu's in here. It's like, I'm pretty sure Ilu just used the standard Arleen, or it's kind of, is it called the Arleen or double Arleen? There was a strategy as well where you could throw it from even further away if you combined crouching. Okay, so this was the crouch lean. So this one is like absolutely mad. Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. So instead of just doing this typical Arleen, which you saw Randy explain, I mean, I guess to give a cliffs on the Arleen, if you remember in GoldenEye, actually, let's see if I can bring it up really, really quickly here. Okay. Yeah. We're gonna. This is perfect to demonstrate. So, in GoldenEye, if you are holding the aimer and you switch strafes, right? So like if I hold aim and I press right on the, you see how I move quickly right and left. So if I'm that's neutral, that's right, that's left. So if I'm holding left and then go to right, now I've moved like super far away. I've had a really huge dash. And so if you combine throwing the mine with that movement, that's the Arleen. That's what it's called. Now, what Ilu did on that run is he combined crouching, okay, you're crouched, like, he's crouched, leaning, and uncrouched and lean, and, like, throws it even further away. And honestly, I don't think I would ever be able to figure out how to do that throw. It's, like, it's beyond insane. The crouched Arleen is what he almost pulled off there for 46, and so 46 was known to be possible, but what madman would pull that off on I mean, so close. He could have got the 46 pretty much Harstar. It's even more complex than that. It's like, it's multiple inputs. It's the most complex thing in GoldenEye by far. It's like you'd have to it's like you're holding strafe, uncrouching. And another thing to bring up here that's important is that in order to do the Arleen like I just showed, you have to kind of not be strafing anymore. You have to like kind of stop. When you press the R aimer, you stop moving very briefly. You certainly decelerate. And so you can no longer use the 2.x control styles, which save a third of a second to start. You can't do the Arleen with that because you're constantly moving in those, and you have to stop and then do the huge right to left lean, the double lean, to make the huge throw. Yeah, the nomenclature is kind of confusing. Sometimes it's called a double lean. I mean, no one's really ever decided on it. But when you're going from aiming and holding to the right all the way to the left, or vice versa, it's like that's the full double lean. It really is a crazy strategy. And then to think Ilu combine it with ducking, and not only that, like imagine since you're having to strafe through the level, like he's having to do it all very quickly. It's like you have to strafe somewhere, stop on a dime, pull off this crazy maneuver full of frame-perfect inputs, which chucks the mine, and then get up and strafe right away. And to pull it all off, I mean, it's incomprehensible. But 46 was not to be by Ilu. And it's actually, like, that's unfortunate, man. That really is, because that could have been a heroic untied. I don't think Ilu's had an untied for years. I think, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Ilu, but I think the Surface 250 that I didn't show, but I kind of talked about briefly, was your last untied. And that was, like, in 2010. I'm pretty sure that's accurate. And it's like, man, that could have been Ilu's first untied in ages, and that one would have lasted a long, long time. Because I mean, you guys can kind of tell 46 is like probably possible, but like 45, like come on, get out of here. Okay, we're gonna switch gears now to oh, actually, you know what? We're gonna watch another Ilu run. This one is also a heartbreaker, unfortunately, and it's also an agent. Let's just skip ahead to the throw. This is probably going to be another crouch throw. The line is so crazy. I've never played a level with this line. He's like almost by the tree line. Detonates it. Objective A completed. Misses the door warp. That's something that can totally happen too. 47 missed warp. I mean, that's almost more painful. So it's like, you have to hope that... like you switch weapons and go through the crack. And he had kind of a delayed warp. It might not have been for sure 46, but like it could have been. Like I think Clemens' 48 had the most insane warp. Let's compare the two. Ilu was robbed. Like, see how long he takes to get in? Kind of second chance warp. 47. Let's see where Clemens' 48 is. Clemens' 48 warp is like as good as it gets. Like he's right. If Ilu had that warp, that run was probably 46. Poor Ilu, man. I feel bad showing with Ilu in chat. I feel bad showing these runs, but you know we got to keep moving on, and let's watch another classic screw up. This is a gentleman by the name of Birdie88. He's a funny guy. I'm just gonna let this run play out and see what happens.
I remember that one. I remember that name. I don't think that's how. I think it's pronounced like a certain way or something. I remember not ever getting it right, whatever I tried to call it. That one I thought was pretty weird. I never got into that. Was that the one? It was like this guy. I only remember this guy was driving home in the rain. He was like a cartoon animator or something, and like then this kid on skates with a baseball bat just like him or something. It was like really disturbing. Should I just like go after that? Alright, stream over. Oh my god, dude. I was so engrossed in what we were talking about. I wasn't paying attention. Everyone get banned. No. Everyone, I'm sorry. We have to end the stream. Alright, stream's closed. Oh my god, dude. Unreal. I'm just having a f***ing walkabout. Oh my god. Alright, well, that's the end of my life. Wow.
So what happened there was, and Birdie, if you heard him say, should I just go after that? It is kind of intuitive or instinctual. It's like when you're playing the level and you hit a good throw, and you're like, that's pretty close. There's a huge temptation to go explore and see where the mine landed and see how close you are to completing. So that's a huge temptation, and you don't want to do it too early. Graham Maddux had a famous run where he completed the mine throw and then chased after it to see where it went, and it completed like a little bit later. So like that run probably could have been the world record. So you can choke away world records by doing that, by giving into that temptation. And Birdie wanted to do that. He's like, that was a good throw. Should I go look for it? And then it completes. But now he's so distracted that he's like miles away from where he's supposed to be. And yeah, I mean, you can see the door is like, you know, over. You can see it on the left side of the screen there, like right by his, you know, right where on the left horizon, kind of. Really, really funny and iconic. So iconic that this quote now has become a staple. Anytime he streams, he leaves this quote up on stream. You know, your claim to fame is going the wrong way on a flat level. And, I mean, Birdie's a good sport. He plays along with it, but that's kind of thing, like, he's never gonna live it down. That it's just a thing of legend, that run, where he just went the wrong way on a flat level and missed the world record. Now, luckily for Birdie, not too long after this, in October 2015, he would go on and he would get the 47. And, yeah, so... let's just take a look at the throw and the end of the run.
Let that go a little bit longer.
Nice warp.
Okay. Is that good enough? I'm not sure it is. I don't think it is. Yes. Oh my god, dude. Yes. That was pretty quick. Dude. The sweat. There it is.
Yeah, pretty. I know that's a lot of swearing from nice young birdie. Quite a foul mouth on the guy. I'm just pulling up some past records to show it was actually pretty crazy around this time. Like, check this out. So on September 24, 2015, look how many people had the 47. 4 people had the 47. September 24. And then October 8, 2 weeks later, now all of a sudden 22 people have it. That's like, now 47 is seeing the same thing we kind of saw with 48 earlier. And that's why you're seeing on this is actually, it's actually pretty cool. I forget who made it, but it's pretty funny. This Magic the Gathering card mock-up, Luke's favor. Because all these people were getting 47. And Luke was in a race with Mark Rutsu to become GoldenEye champion. And so a benefit he was getting is this. A lot of people were getting 47, which Mark didn't have. He wasn't playing at the time. So Mark kept losing points. And the card fits perfectly. I don't know what the card is supposed to be called, but they've changed to Luke's favor. You know, start the run with this conspiracy face down in the mate zone and secretly name a player. You may turn this conspiracy face up at any time and reveal the chosen Darrow. Irrels with the chosen name get a Surface 2 Agent 47, and Mark loses 1 point. Luke's favor. And it actually fits, like, really, really well, given the lore of what was going on at the time. And, of course, Luke would eventually pass and become the champion. So pretty funny stuff there. And over time, over the next little while, that was the huge explosion of 47s. But people throughout 2015, 16, 17 would continue to rack up 47s. But 48 would remain the world record on Secret Agent. Let's actually, I'm going to skip ahead here. Let's plug in this date. Let's plug in October 8, 2017. So what was it? At this point, 22 people had 47. Jumped 2 years ahead, and now, I mean, how many people is that? 43 people have 47. And Randy has the 48 Secret Agent Untied still. Let's watch. Well, I remember, I forget what level I was playing at the time, guys, but it was October 2017. I really don't know what level I was playing, but I was streaming. And Mirror Mage, our pal Mirror Mage, Phil Bezgabov, came into my stream all excited, all keen. He's like, oh my god, guys, I did it. I got this run. I got this run. I can't believe it. And let's watch it. What run did Philip Bezgabov get that he came into my stream elated on that October 2017 day? I mean, it's pretty. I mean, look, I've obviously set up that 46 agent is possible, but clearly 47 secret agent is also possible with like a really, really nice headshot on a guard, grenade pickup, and then the perfect Arleen throw, which is really, really hard to perform, but still doable. And Mirror Mage is like, he doesn't play very much. He's a pretty he's a busy guy. He's a busy young guy, but when he plays, he can do damage. He was the one who got Depot 24 untied. Here it is. Beautiful turn, beautiful Arleen. Boom. Objective A completed. Clutches the mine throw. Beautiful warp. Surface 2, Secret Agent, 47 seconds. A beautiful speed run, and yeah, there we are. That was done in October 2017. We're looking at the ranks from July 2018. So almost a year later. I mean, it's really impressive that 47 Secret Agent is a thing. So Mirror didn't skip 48. Yeah, I should point that out. He tied 48 a couple days later. So there's this is October 2017 again. If I skip ahead like a week, we'll see him with the when in the world did he get this time? Oh, there we go. This date will do the trick. Yeah. So he got the 48, and then the next day he got 47. He kept going and got 47. So we kind of knew he was going for it, and that's why when he came into my chat, we knew what he was talking about. He got the 47 Secret Agent. We were really happy for him. His second career untied world record. He's one of those guys that I think everyone in the community likes. You know, can be uncommon these days, but he's a good dude, a great dude, one of the best dudes. And yeah, you got 47, and now almost a year later, only one person's tied it. That's Mr. Gibbs, Grav, and a bunch of people have 47 agents now. And now there was this interesting kind of theory going around, you know, hypothetical. This is a really good thread. Hypothetical strategies. Great thread made by Icy, one of the top, most knowledgeable guys in the game, and. So he made this thread talking about all these strategies, underused strategies, theoretical strategies, misconceptions. So right here he's saying like, oh, you know, the double duck lean can go even crazier. This is theoretical. We knew about this. We knew 46 was possible with the double duck lean. But listen to what Icy claims is a misconception. Remember this: the roof door. You see, this is what we call Chekhov's gun, you know. I planted those 48s for seemingly no reason by Henrik and Carl earlier in the lore, but now they're going to come back. The roof door, opening the exit door from above. Icy claimed in January 2017 that this is now obsolete because the Arleen strat has a different angle of approach and we don't walk near it anymore. Obsolete strategy. And again, I'm not saying this to say, oh, you know, Icy's wrong about this, or Icy, you know, like this is what this. I think there's reasonable reason to have thought what he thought. The angle of approach is much different, a lot different. Let's see if I can find the. Yeah, we can watch Illu's 46 again. You can see like how far away. Again, remember, like we used to walk right over top of it. Now we're really cutting at a different angle. But it wasn't that severe. It wasn't really obsolete. And of course, who would think of this? You know, through 2018, there was a man on a mission, right? July 2018. Look at this. Dam 52. KJ. Archives 15. KJ. Egypt 44. KJ. Carl Jobst wanted Agent Untieds. And he's like, is this strategy truly obsolete? And he had like a eureka moment one day. He was at work. He texted his pal, Grav, to see, hey, can you test this for me? I think it could happen. And then they got in a bit of a race to see if they could get. All they wanted was a 47 run, a beautiful Arleen, and to see if they could get the roof door strategy. And well, the race culminated in this speed run. And you can see, look at this, right? There's an explosion going on. Carl is going back to check out where his mine landed. And I'll let the rest of it, and that's kind of normal. You go and you throw the mine. If it doesn't complete, you go back, you see how close was I. I'll let the rest of the run play out from here. Is the roof door obsolete?
That has to be too early, right? Like a frame too early? Is that gonna... That looks like the trajectory is going straight to that computer.
I agree. It looks like if he detonates 1 or 2 frames later, it could go right through the wall and blow up Objective A.
I've hit the mine like 4 times. And the thing is, I'm never detonating it late. Yeah, seemed like a pretty good line. Oh, this could be it! This could be it! Come on. This could be it. I don't know, there's so much hype, I don't know, holy shit. Yes! Yes! I'm a hero! Absolute fucking hero! Yes! Ugh. Yes. Holy shit. Wow. Oh man. Baby.
You should see his frigate 22 if you think he's excited there.
Hell, dude. I'm fucking hype. I'm so hype.
I like that comment there, my 18 hours of staying up have paid off. That's like the dream of a Twitch stream viewer, is to like be viewing a stream like for a day straight and like you finally see the epic thing happen. Funny stuff. But yeah, Carl got 46. 2 days later, Grav tied it, so it didn't stay untied for very long. They were kind of racing to get in the first place. You know what? Since our pal Mike Mint is in here, I'm just going to quickly, show that he was the 3rd person to get 46. No reaction, but you know what? Let's just take a look at a beautiful throw and see what he does. It looks like he did the door from above strategy too. I honestly haven't watched every 46, but I can imagine they have the door from above strat. And there you go. I mean, I'll show the rankings in a second now. 46 Agent remains the world record. 47 Secret Agent remains the world record, even though they are now tied by a number of people. Here we go. Surface 2. Jobst, Kibbs, Mint, Glan Ivan, Lotus, James W. I gotta give a shout out to these new young players who have these really good times on Surface 2. I mean, this is impressive. Mike Mint on 00, he's number 1 on the leaderboard. What's he ranked? Mike, what's this guy ranked? 70. Look at this. This is crazy. Mike Mint is ranked 71st in the game, and yet he's ranked 1st on Surface 2. I mean, that kind of shows you the new age of GoldenEye, is that these new players come along and they can do a lot of damage, even if it's just in one particular spot. So, pretty crazy, man. And yeah, look at everyone's got his emote in chat. Very sweet. There's how we stand today. 46 6-way tie. 47 secret agent 4-way tie. Now, I'm not positive, but I have to imagine that 46 on secret agent is possible, especially on a really nice run with the door from above strategy. I wonder if Mike Mint uses the door from above on secret agent. Let's take a peek, because Mirror Mage clearly didn't. Maybe it's not doable because you have to throw the mine. It makes it really difficult, right? So here's the Arleen. Yeah, it might be too hard to get off the mine and the door from above. Let's see. Mine. Yes, there's 47 secret agent. Yeah, I was gonna say 46 secret agent was definitely possible with the door from above, but it might not be because you have to throw the mine. But hey, who knows? And who knows what the future will hold. I mean, that is kind of underappreciated too, is that the fact that the world records at any point in time were even, right, when they were both 48, is pretty insane. Because, yeah, throwing the mine doesn't take 0 time. It takes a bit of time. Okay, so, again, I feel like Arleening in GoldenEye is like what carpetless is going to become in Super Mario 64 here. Everyone thinks Arleening solves all problems in GoldenEye. It doesn't. You have to remember that you slow down to Arleen. You fully lose speed when you do an Arleen, so it's slow. It's only useful when you're throwing something really, really far away. If you're destroying a console really, really far away, or a drone gun on runway really, really far away. If you're just throwing something that's in the path of your strafe, like the helicopter there, or like the tracking bug on Dam 00 Agent, Arleening is never going to solve a thing. So that's something I definitely have to take my time to debunk here before we wrap up the stream. But there you go, guys. If I were to say 45 agent is possible, I would say it could be doable with the Elu double duck strategy plus the door from above. It might be possible 45 agent. And I guess the double duck strategy might make 46 secret agent possible. But I mean, we're talking about super, super complex things that certainly I would never want to do in this game. I had enough pain going for 47 and 48, and this is a level I've untied twice back in the day. But perhaps the difference between my 51 to 50 and the new times show kind of how washed up I'm slowly becoming. But I have to think 45 and 46 are out there. They may happen someday, but I don't expect them anytime soon. I mean, there you have it. There's the story of Surface 2, Agent, and Secret Agent. Some remarkable runs, and I mean, runs I've had this episode in mind for a while. I knew going over the history and the progression of the throws would be a lot of fun, and I think it was. And I had a really good time doing this episode with you guys. And yeah, no, definitely a huge shout out to the SpeedLore legends for supporting on Patreon. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. And as the support of everyone on Patreon and everyone who comes in and hangs out in chat, but you guys, certainly keep me motivated to do SpeedLore. We talked a little bit before stream about how it's much more efficient for me to, make these viral 10-minute videos and get views on YouTube and whatnot, instead of spending the time and the nights on SpeedLore like this. But look, I really, really enjoy doing these, and your support helps make it possible. Absolutely. So I really appreciate you guys. Thanks. And hey, we'll be back next month. I think it might only be like 2.5 weeks until we're back. I kind of have May 21, 22, 23 in mind for GoldenEye SpeedLore, so it might only be 2 weeks. That'll come up soon, guys. So hope to see you then. In the meantime, stay true, and I'll see you in the next stream or video. Good night.